good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, another video so soon.
I'm waiting.
So, quick backstory. The Tiger's in for 30,000 service. And during the demo day at Triumph Johannesburg, I rode the, what is it now, Street Triple 1200 RS. And I was quite impressed by it. It was a short stint. I told the dealer, it's like, oh, it's not a bad bike. I would consider it if I sell my Super Duke. Well, I sold my Super Duke. God, I miss that bike. Never mind. KTM, remember. So, anyway, he said, well, next time you bring your bike in for service, well, take it for the weekend. I'm like, well, fuck, good service. BMW, Kawasaki, etc. can learn a thing or two of that. So I got it. They gave me a neon yellow version. No, you're not colorblind, this is red. I'll get there. Swung my leg over, okay, weaved through traffic, wrung its neck a little bit, just a little bit, took it out of rain mode when I saw a nice calm straight, no traffic. Fantastic, you know. This thing can wheelie, it's comfortable. I can't wheelie. It was actually a mistake wheelie. I went over a bump, the front came up, okay? That's my claim to fame right there. Regardless. So, that bike had about 4,600 kilometers, engine was run in. You know, even the chap said, just wring her neck. Don't have to ask me twice. I was going to take it this weekend to carve a couple. But then I got the call that on Sunday, this thing is supposed to be at Red Star Raceway for track training. Oh, okay, well, I can't bring it back. No. We will collect it from your work and give you a replacement. I'm like, for fuck's sake, fantastic. Hey, shit. I'm guessing I must have gotten the boss's bike or something for that to happen. Yeah. They gave me a bike with 111 kilometers on the odometer. And me, being a man who respects machinery, followed these instructions. So we are less than 100. Well, that put a damper on things, mind you. So I've been driving this thing gingerly, like I'm commuting back and forwards from work, which is good too. I mean, you've learned the finer, the nuances, the switchgear, etc. And after, and I'm sure that's why you're watching this video, after watching all those videos of journalists and people riding this thing and saying, oh, if the choice came between the BMW and Triumph, I would go for the Triumph. It's plusher, it's fantastic suspension. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm honest, I'm not being paid here, and in fact, I'm bringing it back tomorrow to collect my Tiger. Oh yeah. Saddle in, here we go. Now, before I go ahead here, this bike is not OEM standard. It's got a fly screen, it's got an aftermarket Triumph reservoir, which kind of pisses me off because the other one is a bog standard Triumph one. I mean, hey, if you got the money, do both. Fuck's sake. Ish. What else? No passenger foot pegs. Not that it bothers me, but OEM. Well, this isn't OEM. It's never mind. You get my point. It's got a hell of a donkey dick. Great tires. So that's where some of the price comes in. Speaking of price, one of these brand new 0 kilometers on the clock, 350,000 Rand. That's about 1,872 pounds. With inflation and travel to South Africa, you know. Although it should actually be cheaper. I mean, all those dinghies landing at Dover with the immigrants, I mean, they have to go back. And why send them back empty? You can just load this shit up. Yeah, the UK has got problems. But hey, at least if you need a domestic worker or a gardener, well, fuck, just go to Dover and say, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar!
No boom? Okay, you, come. That's racist. Well, fuck it. Everything is at the moment, isn't it? Back to the bike. Let's start with the positives. Like my HIV status, you gotta be positive about some things. All the ladies watching this is like, shit. No, don't worry, I don't have AIDS. Chlamydia, herpes, a bit of the syph. It's minor. Right. Good thing, the suspension. While I'm not a suspension guru, and I left everything bog standard street mode, and I hit every pothole, well, not pothole, but basically indentation, rough surface, and yeah, it's good. What else do you want to say? It's good. It's fully electronic. Thin little wires that'll get chopped off very quickly if you hit a stone. There goes your suspension. The tires are great. I've mentioned that already. The engine, 180 horses or 181 if the dealer wants to pad his estimate. The seat, relatively comfortable. No pillion seat. I'm guessing that's hidden down here somewhere. Service intervals, 15,000. Which I'm a little hesitant. I would drop this oil at least 6,000, 7,000 kilometers in. This is a high-strung engine. I mean, 180 horses. The oil's gonna take a beating. And that was the positives. Yeah, Jesus. Here comes the rant. Okay. Something that no interviewer or any... What's it like for tall fuckers? Here we go. Now, I am 6'6". Yes, that is one measurement. It's not two measurements. And bearing in mind, this is normal clothing, no padding, etc. Alright, there you go. If you were wearing padding and safety clothing, it would be a bit more bulkier. Your legs would probably be here. And your boots would probably be here. Fantastic, right? So, there you go. Notice I am quite on the tank. I have to go back a bit. The problem is, you will slide forward. It's acceptable for a sport bike. You are quite upright. It's a commanding position. But here's where it gets a little interesting. If you are squeezing the tank and you want to go into the corner to shift, ignore the squeaks. That's British. What I found is that the foot peg lifts upwards and goes there. So that's the first pet peeve. Second, shifting. Up, not a problem. But if you have size 13s, I found myself kicking down, counting down. I should be in second gear. I was in fifth still. And why is that? Because my boot, the force, is not where the peg is. And because I keep the feet inside, I hit the lever closer to its pivot point. So if you had size 10, that's not a problem. But if you are size 13 and up, and if your feet aren't 100% where they're supposed to be, it's not going to make your life any easier. The same for the rear pedal. It's too high up. You actually have to lift your foot even higher to get it, but this is an adjustment issue. But again, this comes from the factory, so ask your dealer for test sitting and let them adjust the bike for you. And that is very important. You are paying a damn lot of money the least they can do is sit you on it, adjust everything for you. And staying with the shifting, I don't know what it is, but if you are pulling off in first gear, letting the clutch out, the bike is moving, you've given it gas, there's no chance of it stalling, you release the clutch, normal, soft, quick, fast, and I've had more than enough experience riding this thing slowly. There is a shudder or engine vibration that lasts about for a second, and it's quite intense. It runs there and then tapers off. And it's round about in the 2000 to 2200 RPM range. I don't know what that is. I've given it more gas. I've released the clutch faster, slower. It's still there. It's almost like the fueling isn't 100%. And it's odd. It's annoying. If you have to go in first gear, stop, go, that's going to get on your nerves. Your balls are going to say, fuck, milkshake. Well, mine did anyway. And then, of course, because of the foot problem, the shifting, up is not a problem. But it's also a little telepathic. Sometimes you up, you don't hear a click or anything. You just barely touched it. Okay, gear shifted, not a problem. And then when you correct your foot and go down, I sometimes get the feeling like you've just stepped in a puddle of mud. That very thick mud that actually sucks your foot down. And it's I don't know, it's odd. And again, I'm coming from the Super Duke, where you heard the click, 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 sharp, nice. This one's a bit muted. Again, I suppose somebody likes it. I just like the audible feedback, or at least feeling the click through the foot, knowing it's like, okay, I've shifted. Technology goes forward, you know? Clutch, still cable operated. These levers are good, fully adjustable. Other than that, throttle works. Brakes, I'm guessing there's a little bit of air in these, because the brakes aren't exactly the best. Unless you really go from the end and hit them hard. And I suppose that's a contradiction here. Shifting upwards, telepathy. Brakes and downshifting, you have to hit it hard, like grandma. Yeah, never mind. Back to the engine. Okay, the shudder. Vibrations. These bar end mirrors, they're great. Great for going between traffic, but you won't see shit. So, if you want commanding view and to know what's behind you, they have to be like that. Same with this one, which widens the bike considerably. And then there's the vibration. I tested it in pretty much every gear. Sixth gear, 100 kilometers an hour because of... And really, the vibration was noticeable. Things started to blur. And I always thought the triples from Triumph were fantastic. I mean, my Tiger 900, sure, it has vibration, but it's limited to one side. The other side is perfect. I don't know. I just don't know about this. Next pet peeve, lights. They're not exactly bright or to light up the night in front of you. But I've noticed that with the Tiger as well. Is this Euro 6 or Euro 7 not to blind the ferrets and the wildlife when you're traveling at night? Yeah, the wildlife is more important than your life. The seat. Traveling for about 50 minutes, then going on highway, cruising speed, really relaxed. My ass started hurting. And I'm guessing because I sit here and not here. So the seat is comfortable, I suppose, for some people, but for my bony ass, not as much. It's also a bit strange things. There's this material stretched, there's no foam underneath it. It's a hollow. Yeah. Coming to the donkey dick. I'm going to call it that. Never mind. Indicators. Whoever manufactures these in China, well done, comrade. So the same indicators for KTM, all the Triumph models, and I think a couple of other motorcycle manufacturers use them. Good thing is you can get these on AliExpress at a discount. So there's that. Tail tidy, I really would have expected a tail tidy at this price, really. Or at least shorten it. But then again, it is a fender to stop the muck from spraying upwards. I mean, it's going to catch at least 20% of the muck before it hits you on the back of the head. So, I suppose that's not bad. Unprotected. Anything happens to these, well, there goes your Erlin's top-of-the-range suspension. Not so good. But that's me. Jesus. Remember when your dad said anything from Britain just breaks and hasn't got quality? Sounds like some old people playing checkers. Now, let's look at the electronics. Key fob. Anyone who's watching this, if you go to the track, you can't plug it in anywhere, the key. Where do you stick this? Ha ha, very funny. No. Maybe. No. Although, it's not that big. It's not the size of 2 raccoons. Yeah. Regardless, let's turn it on. Another pet peeve. Yay! It's tiny. Okay. Triumph, I don't know who designed this. No, my camera's not slow. That's how long it takes. Listen to this. There's quite a delay on this. I can only imagine what would happen if you connect 2 Bluetooth devices. But other than that, the switchgear, it lights up red at night. Quite nice. Ow. Fit and finish has definitely taken a tumble. That's a sharp edge. Never mind. Okay. Look, ladies and gentlemen, great. But isn't there an option, to customize this? I mean, Triumph, you are competing with the likes of the Kawasaki, the BMW S1000R. You can see the indicator for... Okay, fuck you, doesn't want to, never mind. Petrol, fuel, okay. Gear indicator is right here, and then your speed, and then your rev counter. I don't know. First off, I would have sped this thing up. Nobody has the time to wait for this to get there. And the best thing is about digital displays, you can have fun with it. For example, if you put this thing in track mode, suddenly your speed is here or your indicator is here and the rev limiter goes all the way to the top. And maybe when you get a shift light, the whole screen flashes red, You can... There's a missed opportunity here. Yes, it's small, the bare minimal things are noticed, but they could have done something special with this. Say, hey, track, here we go. This is special. Racer only, bare minimum. Yeah. Oh, speaking of bare minimum, did you know this thing does not have tire pressure sensors as per standard? Yeah. Those cost 6,700 Rand. Cause it's mandatory to have tire pressure sensor in Europe since, what, 2014? Why not bikes? That'll save your life at one point. You hit a nail, the front deflates, no warning. But I guess that's how you make money. Yeah, the less said, the better. The switchgear is the same as per all. Goodbye, rider. I'm guessing you can edit it later with the app. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my honest opinion. I was really looking forward to buying this bike after it was hyped up in YouTube and all that. But there are certain niggles where I just say, no, this is not as refined. Comfort, the seat, the switchgear. I hate slow switchgear. All the way from when I was running a 486 computer or a cheap Chinese cell phone. It sucks waiting on it. And certainly if you are on the road, your eyes are down there for 1, 2, 3 seconds. Look out. No, that needs to be improved. The fueling, who knows? This thing is relatively new. It's what? Only been 6-7 months on the market? They might update it. Who knows? The local Triumph dealers in South Africa, they do offer a dyno tuning. Yes, we South Africans, we don't care about Triumph's little security features. No, we can have this thing tuned. The dealer even offers aftermarket exhausts fitment. I don't know what the brand was. Something from America, but also about 23,000. Akrapovic is not listed as an accessory, even though it is for the RX model. The track-orientated one, so... I don't know. Yeah. So, there it is. My old man review, lots of niggles, and shit nobody talks about. But again, it's all highly suggestive. You know, go to a dealer, ask him, hey, can I have this thing for the weekend? At which point they will say, not on your life. Well, can I take it out for at least an hour? And make up your own mind. Sorry. Triumph, good attempt, but not for me. Coming from the KTM Super Duke, the 2018 model. Okay, good comparison here. The KTM Super Duke I had, the 2018 version, 186 horsepowers, twin cylinder. I would liken it to a gentleman who has just frolicked with somebody's daughter and has jumped out the window and is being pursued by said daughter's father with a rather large shotgun. Yeah, so he's buck naked, he's stumbling, he is, he's not Usain Bolt, but he is running. And as soon as you hit 7,000 RPM, that's when he gets buckshot in his ass and really accelerates. Which you can understand. That's a good comparison. Now this is a more refined gentleman who has just also fornicated with a young lady in the household, but he is clever enough to sneak by the parents, is out the door, at which point he starts running like crazy. Smooth running. And that's exactly my comparison between those two. There's refinement here, couple of missteps, but that's what happens when you run down the porch. But it's a good bike for some people. Other people may not like it. Tall guys might struggle with the seating position. Unfortunately, everyone's going to China these days, so everyone's getting smaller and shorter. Which isn't really... never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely hope that you found this video somewhat amusing, if interesting and informative. And if you do have any questions, well, I'm still going to ride this thing to the dealer tomorrow for about 36 kilometers, and I'll still maybe find even more niggles. Yeah, so if you have questions, just pop them in. Good night.